What's up everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. So today we're going to be doing Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter. So it's a landscape orientation page as usual. Use a pencil and hit pause if I go too fast for you. So hit your pause button and try and enjoy yourself. So landscape, eyes, so center point of my page, we're going to start with the eyes. Center point of my page is about there, I'd say. And that's probably where his nose will be. Okay, so to start, you just find your center point of your landscape page, and you're going to go up. And we're going to start with his eye over here on the right hand side a little bit. Okay, so let's go. So we'll just go diagonal first. We'll just go diagonal, sort of curved line up and over. Okay, like this. Okay, and you can kind of thicken this up a little bit. And there might be some like lines sticking off here at the end, at the edge, like close to his nose. And this will kind of come to a little point back here. Okay, and then it'll go down the side like this. And it's got like a spike, so like this is like dark in here. Okay, so that's the top eyelid, right? So very particular, very sort of, what would you say? I don't know, just pointy looking, sort of long. So his bottom eyelid then, sort of, it comes down from this one, right? But it doesn't exactly, there's a gap. So it doesn't touch, you just leave like a gap and then you come down from there, okay? And it goes underneath and up around to there. So they're quite, what would you say, quite long this way. Quite big eyes. So that's the kind of shape for the eye we're going for. And in there then we have his iris and his pupil. And his eyes are like ovals, they're not circles. So like a long circle. So it kind of comes down like so. And back up to there, right? And then his pupil is quite long inside as well. So nearly like a cat's eye, but kind of slightly rounded, not pointy. So then just above that we have like an eyelid line, so they're real close together. So like here, it's like real close to his eyelashes, his top eyelashes. And this curves over like so. And then his eyebrows are real close to that as well. And they're like real thin, so it goes up like this. Real thin up to there, and they're like pretty much like a single like thin line like that. There might be like an extra line, like a little tiny bit like down here, but really nothing major. There might be colored yellow just in there a little bit, but it's very little. Okay, so his next eye is going to start like over here, right? And if you'll notice, so distance wise between his eyes, right? So you're probably like from his tear duct to his iris will probably fit inside here. So it's like 3/4 of his eye will fit inside this gap, right? It's not a full eye. If you went full eye distance over, you'd go too far. So it's probably like 2/3 or 3/4 of his eye will fit in here, okay? So once you get that distance, curve a line up like so, and then we go over, much like the other side. Don't worry if they're not exactly the same, they don't have to be like perfectly symmetrical. like so, and then you thicken it up. And like some of his hair covers some of this, so don't worry too much about consistent thicknesses or anything like that, because like hair comes down and you don't see a lot of it. Like so, and then we have that spike that comes down the back like the other side. Like that. And then the bottom eyelid line down. Again, in a similar fashion. And then back up into there. Might have some lines sticking off here. And his iris, again, an oval. Nearly touches his bottom eyelid and then goes back up. And then his pupil just in there. Long as well, like his iris. Just trying to get them even. Yeah, that looks okay. So, top eyelid then, so an eyebrow. So like an eyelid line just coming across sort of here somewhere. And then his eyebrow, real thin, tick line going up right across here and back like so, real thin. And there might be like an extra line. It's super thin though. You can barely see it. Okay, so his nose, so real, pretty simple. So it's like a hook sort of nose, and it starts right between his eyes, slightly over to the left, not like bang in the middle. So it comes over slightly a little bit to the left hand side. So we go curved line like that, and then we'll point it and bring it back down. All right. You could leave it like that if you wanted, but in the picture we have a shadow on the left hand side. So to do that shadow, you just hook out here and then bring it back down towards the bottom. And then you color this in dark. So it just makes his nose look a little bit pointier, that's all. So then his mouth, down-turned sort of mouth. So we're gonna just curve a line across like that. And then on the other side, curve it in. You leave a gap. In the middle. So you want sort of a bit of a bump just on the edge, just to show that it's like this end of his mouth or something, like the side of his mouth. And then his bottom lip line just here. Okay. And his chin, real pointy down here. So you can check your proportions now, right? So in Hunter x Hunter, the eyes are like out of proportion. They're really big. They're too big for like human eyes, right? So like I would say proportion wise, so like top eyelid, like eyelashes, right, to the bottom of his nose there. See that? This area is the same as here to the bottom of his chin. Right, so bottom nose to bottom chin is about the same as bottom nose to just the top of his eye there, along that line. So this is about halfway between here and here. Then the bottom lip line is halfway between the nose and the chin. So here to here is the same as here to here, right? So this is the same as this, distance wise. So once you get those proportions, then you can go up the side of his face. stop about here, so just underneath his eye on the corner, and like across from his top lip, in between his nose and his mouth, the top lip area. And then we'll go up the same way on the other side. And you want to stop under here, just the corner of his eye. See? Same as this side. And they're sort of level across here. Then you change direction and you go up the side of his head. So you change direction, you go like so. Do the same thing on the other side, change your direction and go up the side of his head. This one doesn't go up as far because there's more hair on this side. We can see more hair. You could bring it up as far if you wanted, but we'll leave it like that because that's the way it is in the image. Okay, so his hair. So he's got lots of hair spikes. So there's no other way of doing it. He's got loads coming across his fringe, so we just got to do them one at a time. So let us begin. There. 1 of 40. And then another one here. Goes back up. Of course, these lines continue a little bit further, but I'll just get the main spikes in, and then we can deal with the longer lines. Another one here. Another one there. And it's just his fringe going the whole way across, right? Kurapika. So these ones kind of go in this direction, just across his nose, okay? See that? Going diagonal that way. So another one coming down beside his eye there, and then a couple more here. Yeah, so then like there's 1, 2 more on that side, and then probably 3. 1, 2, and then we'll say a third, right? So these ones then go up all the way around to the top of his head, right? So the top of his head is like probably up here, right at the top of my page. Okay, so if you're wondering like distances, it's like his head is real big. It's like way bigger compared to like the rest of his face. See that? So here to here is much bigger than here to like chin. It's like chin, say like fringe to chin, go up at least that distance again, and then you need like an extra sort of little gap just for his head, for his hair even. So like here to here, go up that much and then add a little bit, because his hair is like real big and his head is real big. It's sort of way out of proportion, but that's just the way he's drawn. And then curve this line down the side and bring it into his hair here. Okay. And there's a part in his hair just here, so like a little bit of a bump with like a line or two coming down like that, and then it comes down the other side and joins in here. So we'll go down as well like this. So real wide, big hair. Like so, okay? And then we've hairlines and texture lines all coming up from his fringe, right? So there's no easy way. So we just gotta go. Let's say we start in the middle here. So this goes up like so. This goes up. And this one kind of comes across to a part in his hair, and then it'll run down again down to there. And then this one goes much longer up. Some of them are long, some of them are short, like so. Different lengths, like this kind of thing. This is a real long one, this one. Goes up and around to there, back down, diagonal. And then we have another one coming out here. And then we'll bring it down like so. Longer one. So hair like this can be pretty tricky. I know it like seems simple, but it can be. Just to get the shape and everything, it can be quite tricky, so take your time. Another one here. And then this one comes up like so, back down and in. Goes around and down. And maybe two more on this side. Like so. So that's like the main part of his hair, it's the kind of bowl top, okay? He's got some that go behind his neck, so we have to draw his neck first, right? So two lines come down from his jaw here. And then it comes around from the back of his neck like this first. And then we have a sort of a bump here, and it comes up and over like this. It goes out and around the back like that. And then there is a gold rim on this section, down like so, line down the middle, gold rim on this section, like this, down to here, and another gold sort of section here as well. And this kind of thing here, another gold section down into there. This goes up and around and back like so. Okay, and then the rest of his hair just comes from behind here, right? So up this way. Few spikes sticking off here. Then it goes back up around. So there's like some hair going in behind his neck, see? And these lines will go up as well. Maybe some in behind. And behind here as well. Okay, so in this picture we have his hand with the chain. So we'll do the hand with the chain next because it's like the most complicated part, right? So, and then we'll join it up to his shoulders, right? So there's no, this is like tricky because, you know, it's got rings on each finger and chains coming out with chain links and everything. So really take your time with this one, right? So his wrist like comes out here, kind of floating there, and then it'll go up like so, curve up like this. This is like the joint for his thumb. That curves around here. Then the other side of his wrist is just here. And this goes into a section of his sleeve, just like this. And that comes around from the back. It just goes down and off my page there. And it goes down and off my page that side too. Okay, and there's all chains and stuff, right? So I guess the other side of his hand here curves up, kind of, we're going like in a wine glass sort of fashion, okay? And then his thumb, so we'll draw it in. There's like chains and rings and things, but we'll just draw in the skin section at the minute, right? So his thumb, there, comes down like so, okay? And then we go down and in to the next finger, right? So we've got like a slight skin bump sort of there. And then the next finger beside it. This will go up, around, down. Next knuckle comes down like so. And this will go in around a ring just there. Then the next finger comes out from that one. There's a ring here, but we'll just draw the finger shape first. Bump here, so he's doing this kind of thing, okay? And then another bump up around the top of his finger. Then we bring it down. So knuckle goes down to there, curves around the bottom like that. That goes into another ring. Next finger is kind of slightly hidden behind this one, so it comes out from it like this. This is the ring finger. Well, they're all ring fingers on Kurapika, but this one actually is called the ring finger. And then his little finger comes out here, sticks out quite far. In, just like bump there, down, and this one goes in. So it doesn't touch, doesn't join the hand back in there because there's a gap for his ring, okay? And then you could add like some fingernails, light fingernail lines, just coming around like so. Can't see his thumbnail. So the ring on each one, right? So we have the rings. So we'll go curve around the thumb, like that. Then around the bottom, same thing. Another one here, goes around in a circle. And then we have a couple of outside lines. This. And then these come out and around. Up into there. And then the next. course, there's all chains connected, but we'll do those separately. Next one. On that part of the finger. And it kind of bumps around. Here. Bumps around there. Kind of a bump for the chain coming out on this one. That kind of thing. And then the next here. Again, a kind of a bump coming out, not really connected. Like so, and then the final one on his little finger. Just here. Here's the bottom. And a chain coming out here. Okay, so each chain. So we'll start on, I've started the little finger one. So we'll do the side lines first for each link, okay? Right, on the left. And then you'll do the link in between on the right. So, and you want to do, you don't want to have them lined up. So you don't want to have one right across. You want to have them kind of offset like this. So one here, then slightly below. Do you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. So you're doing like a dash, a dash, a dash, and then in between the gap is where the next one on the other side goes. Right? So you do that first. And then we're going to add the rest of the chain, right? So the rest of the link. So this kind of curves into that link, and then we have a joint there. So chains are quite tricky, so take your time. So then the other side of this link comes down like so. And then we join it into here. And then the other side comes down there. Like this. Kind of a chain in there. Like so. And you kind of just keep going like that. Yeah, the other side here. Link down, down, like so. So see, they're kind of hooked together. That's what you're going for. Chains are tricky, so I don't blame anyone who's like screaming at the screen right now. I know they're hard. Try and pause, take your time, and try and copy as best you can. Okay? And we'll go over and do the next one. So we've first one started, and then the side of this one. So you just go down like so, and then in between we have another link, right? So I'll do that on all of them, why not? Like so. This is the easiest way to start chains, I think. And then the alternate ones. Okay. And then we sort of just build up the sections, right? So I'll start over here. So this kind of goes in. So go into this one, that, and this goes out, goes in, next one, like so like these are normally longer like that, and then these hook in there, see? And then we can slightly see the other side of them. Like so, and then we keep going. All the way down, like that. There's like a hook on the ring here. Go down, like so first, and then the opposite side of these links. So like, kind of square like. Like so. And then this one goes up into his thumb. So there's like one on this side that goes, hooks into here. There's like a hook section just on the edge. Okay, so so let's go. This. I know it's hard to explain what I'm doing, so I'm just connecting in each link one by one, pretty much. Like this kind of thing. So it is quite tricky, so don't beat yourself up if you find it difficult. It's not, chains are not the easiest things in the world to draw. So, and we should see some of his sleeve coming around the back there as well. And this should be like a double line just there. I'm just going to erase some lines that shouldn't be seen. The chains should be on top of some of the rings, so I'm just going to erase those lines. Good news is that's the hard part done. So his shoulder then, like if you didn't want to do the hands, you could just do 2 shoulders. That's like definitely always an option. So the shoulder comes out like that. And then he has like a gold rim. bumps up and then comes down the front here. Okay, so it like wraps around his shoulder. Comes down the back, down like that. So it's like a shoulder pad, kind of sticks up a little bit. And then there's like a dark section just here. Bump out for his sleeve and come down. So this is like a shadow on this side. So it's like all dark black inside here. Okay. And this comes up into there. Fold line just there, fold line there. And then the front of his clothing comes down just into his hand like so. The gold section comes down the side on both sides, I think, or at least it should. Goes down in behind the chains. And then we've a pattern or design here, kind of looks like a letter M on the front of his clothes. And then the other shoulder we can just see behind his hand kind of comes down here around into there. Like so. Maybe like a gold rim, like this thing on this side. And then his shoulder down in behind here. And we should see a little bit more of his sleeve. It comes around behind here. Yeah, but in general, I think that's it. How to draw Kurapika. Hope it was helpful, guys. I know that's tricky, but hope it was helpful anyway. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.